Oh boy, I just heard a new ban list drop, and since I, insert whatever Yugituber you want here, I'm such a big content creator, I gotta go get right to it now so I can prepare to make 10 or 12 videos on this one subject, because I have no idea what the heck to do for content. So let's go over to the Yu-Gi-Oh website and take a look. Oh, there's no new banned cards. Oh wait, there's no new limited cards. Oh wait, there's no new semi-limited cards. All they did was take 3 fan favorites that have no reason to be on the ban list and put them at 3. I can't make a whole month's worth of content out of that. What am I gonna do? So yeah, in case y'all haven't heard, a new ban list dropped today. But wait, many of you are thinking, how can there be a ban list if there's been no competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, no YCSs, no regionals? Hell, locals is just getting back up and running like literally this week. Well, some would say in response, there are of course the online simulators, your dueling books, your YGO pros. Every week there are dozens of tournaments being held throughout the interweb that allow for Yu-Gi-Oh players to continue playing in these hard times. And you know what I have to say to that? It's pretty fucking awesome. Because when you really think about it, this is a testament to how strong Yu-Gi-Oh is, to how popular this whole crazy world we've made for ourselves is. We're constantly worrying that Yu-Gi-Oh's dying and that people hate it and all this good stuff, yet here we all are just doing whatever we can to get our card game fix, and it's resulted in several major outfits doing them every week. They have pretty good prizing, pretty damn good turnouts, and it's pretty just great to see Yu-Gi-Oh continuing, especially since people are bringing their A game, which does give a lot of strong data to show us what the current metagame actually is in a world where there's kind of no actual metagame. So, all that is great. However, from Konami's perspective, why should they acknowledge this? These are not their tournaments, and their formats are made for their tournaments. On top of that, they have always ignored online simulators because, as far as they're concerned, this does not match their business model and they can't control it, especially when they want us all to get apps where we make big, expensive in-app purchases. So therefore, why should they care? These have been the two arguments that have been thrown at each other ever since the issue of a June ban list started rearing its ugly head. Now, many big Yugitubers have taken the side of course Konami will acknowledge the online simulators. They have to! They have to! They have to! Please watch my 5 prediction videos where I talk about this ban list, please! I, on the other hand, have personally believed that there is no logical reason to put a ban list out now. Konami cannot profit off a ban list at the moment, as there are no big events for us to want to go to. On top of that, since most of the big decks right now are stuff consisting of new cards, product they still need to sell, that remember, your OTS will be trying to push when they open up, it really doesn't financially make sense to hinder their ability to make money off these sets. Ban lists constantly do things to promote new decks, so why on earth would they use it to inhibit them? So to me, it really made no sense to do a ban list. However, many Yugitubers in much more desperate need of videos and views said otherwise. Well, then the ban list came out today, much to my surprise. But even bigger to the surprise and disappointment of big name tubers, they took my side. Ain't it great? They agree with me for once. So yeah, the new ban list only has 3 cards. It's 3 popular cards, and it's them coming back to the world of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! At 3. That's actually kind of fucking cool. Like, they are essentially acknowledging locals is coming back. There can't be any big events right now because we're all still in a very dangerous state. So therefore, let's give some stuff back. If people aren't going to have a need to build super mega expensive competitive decks, let us give them some fun toys that they've wanted to use to play with, and when the big expensive tournaments come back, they'll have all that sweet, sweet Secret Slayers product to buy. That is what they have done here, and it makes sense both from a financial perspective and from a player perspective. Because it isn't really fair that if you went out and bought your Block Dragons and your Jet Synchrons and all these other cards for these decks you were excited for, it isn't fair that you lose out on your format simply because the universe said no, when all Konami has to do is not do a ban list for a few more months. But the fact that they've done anything is pretty awesome, so let's talk about these cards. First up, coming back to 3 is Altergeist Multifaker. Now, in a lot of people's eyes, there was no reason to ban Multifaker in the first place because the deck was kind of losing steam and the deck has maintained popularity. So giving players back what they want to make it viable is a good idea. Next, we have Necros of Unicorn. I'm really fascinated just by how much Necros have really grown in popularity since they were taken off their throne as the best deck. So to see Unicorn, one of their strongest cards, come back is pretty nutty, but also kind of pretty fucking awesome. Not gonna lie. And then finally, we have Ritual Beast Ulticanahawk. I remember when I did my ban list video for this one getting limited years ago, I distinctly remember thinking to myself, why the fuck is this here? And I still have no idea why it was put to 1. So yeah, those are the 3 cards. They are cards that I think will serve many a people well, because all 3 of these decks have very strong followings. Then, after seeing the list and seeing the Yugitubers' reactions, I found out I am in the minority on this one. Most big-name tubers hate this. They're calling this the worst list ever. Their thumbnails look like they're watching their dogs get shot. They are not happy. And there is an argument for why they should be. I already talked about Konami acknowledging online simulators, but above all else, cards like Block Dragon and Jet Synchron were kind of always being set up for trouble, and it just took now for them to get big. Also, since they are still big in the nitty-gritty with the online tournaments, yeah, I could see that they're probably getting sick of seeing these decks everywhere. But, and this is very important, there is still no logical reason for Konami to care about online tournaments and online simulators. This is literally just reality. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand this. We are not entitled to a ban list. That is what people don't understand. There's a very strong sentiment in the Yu-Gi-Oh community that everything has to work for them. And to an extent, it does, since they are the consumer. They are the one giving them money. However, if it is a situation where it will not make Konami money, there is no logical reason to care. And they shouldn't, and therefore they should not care about SEMO or MCall 40. That's just how it goes. There isn't any reason to do a ban list now. So the fact that they're just willing to give us something fun, to give us stuff to play with, is actually pretty cool and shows that they do know what's going on in the community, even if they don't always do what everyone wants. On top of this, big-name Yugitubers should understand this. People whose living is to analyze the game should understand what Konami will and won't do and not make decisions based on just of what it's going to do for them. I'm not against big-name Yugitubers making a lot of videos. I'm not against them making a lot of videos on the same subject because that's their livelihoods. They're making money from this, and it is not my right, nor is it your right, to judge somebody on how they make their livelihood so long as they're not hurting anyone or causing any actual harm. And they're not. However, I really can't stand this whiny, entitled attitude that they get every damn time something comes out or a ban list happens that doesn't do 100% what they want. They need to understand and acknowledge that things will not go their way. They're grown men. Most of them are older than me. So therefore, they should acknowledge this and understand this and treat the ban list for what it is. Yes, we still have another few months of seeing Halifabrix and Animancipators everywhere online. But you know what? From what I'm seeing, there's still a pretty good amount of variety in these tournaments. So clearly, it's not actually that big a problem unless you are relying on Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion to put bread on the table. So yeah, that's my opinion on this new ban list. I think it's fine, and if you think it's not, also totally fine. But don't be a whiny douchebag who needs views about it. That is what I think. But what do you think? Tell me your thoughts on these 3 cards below. Do you think it's alright for Yugitubers to have this attitude or not? There's definitely an argument for both. Tell me about that below, and as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and join me for hopefully more better content, because more Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's episodes! Please watch me! Watch me!